Oh, welcome to Ole Walls House. It's me. It's your man. It's your main man. It's Ole Walls, and I'm back with you. Episode 183 coming your way. Got a fun show today. Gonna run solo today here, but before we get into anything, just want to say thank you to everybody. Appreciate all your support, all your watches, all your listens. So thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. Let everybody know that Ole Walls House is the place to be. Don't forget about the new merch shop. You can find the link in the show notes below. Ole Walls House and Full Range Pod merch shop at that link. Also, don't forget about my guy MJ at the Full Range Pod. You can find him on Spotify or at the Ole Walls House YouTube channel. So without much further ado, let's get into the show. We're going to talk some golf. We got to talk some Cleveland Guardians. We'll get you my passing thoughts. So without any further ado, let's roll. Brian Campbell is your winner at the John Deere this week. That is his second win. The John Deere Classic is his second win of the year. He outlasts Emiliano Grillo in a playoff. Grillo airmailed one from the fairway, or actually he was in the rough. I apologize. Yeah, he didn't hit it 286 off the tee. That'd be Brian Campbell with his 160 mile an hour ball speed, which just for comparison is, I think it was 162 on the final hole in regulation, and then like 163 in the playoff. For comparison, that's like my ball speed. I have a thing I hit 161 on a thing. I don't usually track it, but I just happen to be trying to figure out some yardages on my my irons and wedges. Was doing a little stack wedging, not a paid endorsement, just loving myself to stack. So I had the radar out there to do that, and I was like, let's just see what the driver's hitting at. And yeah, once I hit 161 ball speed is the one picture I took of it. I don't know why I took a picture of it, but I did. That led to a 277 carry. And if he hit 286 on the final hole, that's probably right about in line with what he was doing. So pretty crazy that a guy whose ball speed is in the low 160s is winning on the PGA Tour today. I know Max Homa was hitting mid 180s. I'm sure Grillo was getting it into the high 170s. I mean, guys are living in the upper 170s to 180s. Every once in a while, you see a guy like Bryson get it up into the 190s. And here's Brian Campbell for his second win of the year. Gets it popping it around there at about 162 mile an hour ball speed, which is just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible for the guy. So props to him. 65, 66, 68, 67. I think he played the last couple pretty well too. Oh, he made a double. That shows you how much I was paying attention. I had it on like all weekend, and I guess, I don't know, it was just, it's this mid-tier event, but mid-tier event on the PGA Tour. It could be lower. I mean, what's that much lower? Opposite field events? I mean, it's opposite field events, and then whatever the hell we're doing here throughout these summer months out here on the PGA Tour. I mean, this is similar to last week, similar to like the 3M, whenever that is, that's got to be coming up, right? The Rocket, yeah, just a weird spot. I mean, Canadian Open's a little better, but yeah, Rocket, John Deere, where we at 3M, Wyndham, like these are just weird spots. Wyndham gets a little more love because it's just right before the playoffs, so anybody trying to sneak into the playoffs, help their spot may play there. But man, it's a weird stretch of the golf calendar here before we get to the final major. So but Brian Campbell, just impressive. One of the wilder things this year, let's get his stats for strictly this year. In 2025, he has played in 17 events. He's only made 8 cuts. He has 2 wins. No other top 30s. No other top 30s. His best finish outside of his 2 wins are 2 T32s, a 232 at the Masters, which is pretty far down the field in a small event like that, and a T32 at the Heritage, also another small event. And then T34 at the Truist, T55 at the PGA. He missed the cut at the Charles Schwab, in the U.S. Open. He shot 79-78 the last time he teed it up professionally and missed the cut at the U.S. Open. That was 17 over. 17 over. That was like 9 outside the cut. Pretty crazy. But this guy has pulled off 2 wins here and back at the Mexico Open at Vedanta World back in February. That seems like it was much longer ago than February, oddly enough. So pretty crazy for Brian Campbell. If you go down the leaderboard, again, not a lot of big names in here to keep our eye on. My dog, I don't know if you guys can hear that. My dog apparently came down here to drink his water this morning. Matt Kuchar showing. He shows up out of nowhere, 65, 70, 67, 66. Signs of life from Max Homa. Opening round 63, follows up with 68, 68, 69. Some of the better golf he's played in a 4-day stretch. We've seen him kind of flash occasionally, but this was a little more consistent, I guess you could say. Max Homa, let's look at his tournament strokes gained stuff. Actually lost strokes around the green and was .55 putting. What's been the big issue for him has been approach play and off the tee. Approach plus 1.19, pretty solid. Tee to green plus 1.80, off the tee plus 0.99. So I mean that tee to green at plus 1.80 is pretty solid. Gets him in the top 10ish, give or take, of those people in the tournament. So a little bit better showing for him. I've already heard people be like, Ryder Cup, Max Homa, Ryder Cup. And I'm like, whoa. One showing at the John Deere does not make him like eligible to get himself on a Ryder Cup, in my opinion. I know he played well in the last Ryder Cup, but he's only been in one. So like let's chill. Let's chill just a little bit. I mean, he's played 17 events this year. He's only made 9 cuts. He only has 2 top 25s, the same as Brian Campbell, but Brian Campbell's been able to win. So, I mean, this has been a rough stretch. T26 at the Century, T53 at Pebble Beach, cut at Phoenix, cut at Genesis, cut at Arnold Palmer. By the way, Genesis and Arnold Palmer to get cut, you have to be pretty bad. I mean, he shot 81 at the Arnold Palmer the first day. Cut at the Players, cut at Valero. T12s at the Masters, which is actually his best finish of the year beside this. 70th at the Heritage. I mean, that's got to be close to dead last. T30 at the Truist, T60 at the PGA, 51 at Memorial. Missed the cut at the Canadian Open, 54th at the Travelers, missed the cut at the Rocket Mortgage. So, like, this is out of nowhere, really. Like, it's Max Homa, so we're like, it's about time something happens like this. But for all those who are like, you should be on the Ryder Cup, like, just chill. Ricky Fowler posted top 20. Jake Knapp, a name you might know. Davis Thompson was, I think, leading after Saturday, rather, and shot 2 over. Was that 2 over? 1 over? 1 over, par 71 out there. So backed up a little bit himself. Mentioned Matt Kuchar. We got Lucas Glover just playing some golf again. He shoots a 64 on Sunday, flies up the leaderboard, moves up 16 spots. Bo Hostler with a Sunday 63 flies up the leaderboard as well, moved up 28 spots. So where is Max Homa? Does it say on here where he is in the FedEx? 98th in the FedEx Cup. So what do they take 70 to Wyndham or to the FedEx St. Jude now? I think 70, 50, 30 is what they do. So, I mean, he's only made $1 million this year. Only. That's funny. I'm saying only made $1 million about a guy playing professional golf. That's not what it would have been 5 years ago. I mean, if you got over $1 million, you had a pretty good year. But yeah, 98th in the FedEx Cup. So he's got a lot of ground to make up. Now, if he can get hot the rest of the year, I mean, I think that's a whole different story. But there's a long way to go there. Long way to go. PGA Tour this week, we go to the Genesis Scottish Open. Got to make sure that Scottish Open gets a tag in there. So they're at the Scottish Open this week, getting themselves over to the British Isles, and then we're at the Open at the Dunluce course, Dunluce at Royal Portrush. I don't know how you say that. Dunlucy? Could be Dunlucy. Maybe we'll do a preview pod for that. Maybe. No promises. I haven't even asked the fellas, so we'll see if we can get that lined up. So, we're just a couple weeks away from the final major. Then there's the playoffs, which, I don't know if anyone actually cares about. And then we got the Ryder Cup sitting out there. Let's just do a quick peek at the Ryder Cup standings while we're just here. Scotty well ahead, locked in already. Xander, JJ Spawn up to third, obviously because of the U.S. Open. It really shoots somebody up. Russell Henley fourth, Bryson, Justin Thomas. I mean, I think at this point, Xander and JJ aren't officially on, but they're all but locks to get automatic spots. Russell Henley's got like a 400-point lead on Callum Morikawa. I wish it would tell you how the points are divvied up. See how it works page for more details. I would rather just not, but here I am. How do players get ranking points? 1 point per $1,000 earned for all players making the cut at the Players in 2024. 2025. 1.5 points per $1,000. God, I don't want to do that math at all. Okay, so I don't know. 400 points maybe. And all right, let's do this. The British is going to get you probably about 3.5, give or take. Divided by 1,000. That's by 100, so we got to start over. 35 divided by 1,000 gets you 3,500 times 1.5. There's 5,200 points for the win at the British. Is that right? Good Lord. So, I mean, you can just fly on. I mean, so 5,200 points. 99. Here, I'll share the screen. I will share the screen because this is getting ridiculous with just listen to me yammer. Okay, so here we go. I mean, Scotty Scheffler has double second place. So 9,999 essentially is the last qualifying spot right now. So 5,200 points. Obviously, they're going to get points too. But like Tony Finau in 21st place, bam. And Wyndham Clark, bam. Wyndham Clark ain't winning over there. But Jordan Spieth, Jordan Spieth could fly himself right up there. That's pretty crazy how much a single major gets you. Yeah, I know there's some questions about maybe the Ryder Cup point system could use a little tweaking, and I tend to think maybe that's right. So, all right, I'm done rambling about this. I didn't even look at the rest of this. Morikawa, Ben Griffin, yeah, Harris English. Nothing much has changed. All right, let's move on. The Cleveland Guardians were able to win a game Monday night. I'm recording this in the wee hours of Tuesday morning. Had an airport run and got had some guests here over the holiday, so had dropped them off at the airport, and now we're here recording in the early morning. Cleveland was able to pull out a victory last night, and let me tell you something. That breaks a 10-game slide. 10-game slide. Cleveland went from kind of right in the wild card hunt to being 15.5 back of the Detroit Tigers in fourth place in the Central, ahead of only the White Sox in the Central. In the wild card, like I said, they were up in one of those top three spots. They're now ninth in the wild card, 6.5 games back of the Mariners, 7.5 back of the Yankees in first place. They were 40 and 38, 2 games above 500. They would have still had to play good ball. I mean, if they just maintained that 2 games above 500 pace, they'd be with where the Red Sox are right now, 2 back. But it's just bad. It's just bad. I mean, 10 games in a row. In that 10-game stretch, they'd been shut out This was over 30 games. I think this was Saturday, so this was 2 games ago. They've been shut out 8 times in the last 30 games. The game they lost Sunday, they only scored 1 run. They were up 1 with 2 outs. A runner got the third, and a pass ball allowed the tying run to come in. And then in the 10th inning, got absolutely shellacked. I mean, Cade Smith was on the mound. I mean, he's about as reliable as the guy we have, and they give up. Sorry, they scored 2 runs on Sunday. They were up 2-1. They gave up 6 in the top of the 10th, all over. Just hoy caramba, hoy caramba. I mean, I had a picture here of a tweet that was just maddening. Where is this? So this was Sunday morning. Must have been. Yeah. 9 straight losses. It ended up being 10. 5 shutouts, 13 total runs. They only added 2 more runs to that. They allowed a total of 4 runs in the 3 games prior, lost all 3. Have scored in 6 of 82 innings in that stretch. Have scored in multiple innings only 12 of 27 games in June. And then it says you faced Tarek Skubal and Hunter Brown the next day. And look, they were capable of winning both, shockingly enough. But yeah, I mean, just if you go back, like Saturday, lost 1-0 to the Tigers. Friday, lost 2-1 to the Tigers. Thursday, lost 1-0 to the Cubs. 5-4 to the Cubs. 5-2. Like, they weren't even giving up a ton of runs in that stretch. I mean, the Cardinals absolutely slapped them around 7-0, 9-6, 5-0, 6-0. I mean, like, shutouts. Just absolutely just cannot hit the ball. That said, not at the All-Star break yet. The problem is, if this team doesn't get it going in a hurry, like, it's not beyond Cleveland just be like, we're shipping people. Cade Smith, see ya. Class A, see ya. Like, Carlos Santana, goodbye. Like, that is close. Now, here's the bright spot. You got the Astros here that are tough. You got 2 games with them, but you already stole 1 from them. You went down there, you stole 1 from them. Next up is the White Sox. After that, it's the Athletics. Like, get another game from the Astros. You win 2 or 3 there. Then you got 6 in a row versus the White Sox and the Athletics. Those are bad baseball teams. Cleveland is a bad baseball team, but not that bad yet. We're working our way there, but not quite there. Like, you can get out of this hole a little bit. Like, get 1 more against the Astros and then go get 5 or 6, which is asking an absolute lot. And the White Sox kind of owned Cleveland last year, which was weird. But, like, go get some wins against some shitty teams and all of a sudden take, like, a 10-game losing streak and turn it into, like, you know, of the next 9, get 7. Get 7 of the next 9 and kind of bounce back. Get yourself back around 500 so that the team's not ready to just, you know, toss it all overboard, you know, right after the All-Star break. Those series are split by the All-Star break. It's the rest of this Astros series, the White Sox All-Star break, come back against the A's. So, you know, just do that. Just do something. Anything. I'm begging you, anything, you know, just, you can't be this bad. You can't be this bad. I mean, maybe it should all make sense. I mean, this offseason was letting go of Josh Naylor, getting rid of Andres Jimenez. Like, the team didn't get better. It didn't feel. It felt like we're going to trot the same people out, and we're just going to hope that our bullpen has another historic year, and we never allow more than, you know, 4 runs and just figure something out the rest of the way. I don't know. I mean, it feels like an ownership problem in Cleveland. Like, it's tough to win in baseball when everybody else is spending $1 billion and you're not. Just feels tough. Feels tough. Okay, let's move on. Time for some passing thoughts. We got some new floors. It's been a project that's been, you know, kind of a long-awaited thing. Floors were kind of old and beat up when we moved into our house about 5 years ago now. It was, one of the things almost immediately on the to-do list when we, after you get settled and you get over kind of the new house and, we're so excited. We're like, we're going to have to replace these floors. Like they're kind of rough. Like it's original floors and the house is, 20, 21, 22 years old now. And it was just a thing that needed to be done. Holy shit. What a process. So first of all, you're getting ready for it and you're like, we're going to have to move things around. And you're like, okay, well, in the living room and luckily we have some hard floor areas and some carpeted areas and we kept them the same. New carpet where there was old carpet, new hard floor where there was hard floor. So it was the hard floor first. We're like, okay, so the kitchen table moves and the hard floor is relatively easy for moving stuff. We want to have it all kind of ready. So now we're thinking about like the carpeted areas. I'm like, okay, bedrooms, our bedroom, extra bedroom, hallway, living room. And some of the stuff has to, from the hard floor has to go into the living room while, the hard floor in the kitchen and the entryways and stuff are getting done. First of all, it's a mess. Just like everything's everywhere. You're moving stuff. Thankfully, we have this basement so we can move a bunch of stuff down here, but then your shit's all over. Stuff's in the way where you're trying to walk. Like everything's all cluttered up. It's just a train wreck. Just a train wreck. But alas, you get through it. You get through it and you get ready for the day. The big day. They're coming. They're going to do it. Oh, that's where the next pile of shit starts. We have ceramic or had a ceramic like flooring in our entryway. And our house, if you came into the mudroom of our house through the garage into a little mudroom, there was a type of floor in the mudroom that was like a laminate or vinyl flooring. Then there in the kitchen and dining room area was like a fake vinyl wood or fake laminate wood, whatever it was. And then to your left, you would take one step in. Our mudroom is probably like 6x3. I don't know, give or take. And so you take one step through that. You have mudroom floor, kitchen floor, and then immediately to your left is like the entryway from the front door, which was ceramic floor. And then immediately through the entryway was the living room. And to the left was the hallway down to the bedrooms was a carpet. So there were like four different flooring surfaces in like your eyesight. They were all actually at slightly different levels. So there were just little rises and little falls. So that was a whole thing. So, these guys go to work on the ceramic floor. They got jackhammers. They're just pounding away. I go up at one point. It's also like 90 degrees out. So like the house is shut up to like, not be a fucking sweat box. So these guys are like trying to pop windows open and doors and like run fans, but this dust is going everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And it's not their fault. Like there's nothing else they can do. Like they got to get this stuff up. That's just the way it works. And when I say fucking dust everywhere, I mean dust was fucking everywhere on the couch. I'm fucking doing the little green like mini carpet and furniture cleaner on it. There's dust on the top of the fridge, the side of the fridge, every counter. They have to take doors off closets so that they can, get the flooring in correctly in there. So there's dust on fucking everything. There was so much dust. The roommate was gone. She had the dog because the dog would have tweaked out and there was nowhere for him to go when he was home. I was just like, oh my God, I'm like, you may not be able to come home ever. Like, I'm going to have to just clean this for days. Just fucking so much dust, man. I cannot explain to you the amount of dust and where it was because it was on everything. Just taking stuff out into the porch and cleaning it off and banging it off. And I was running vacuums and Swiffers and dry Swiffers and wet Swiffers and going back and doing it again. Oh, it was an experience, man. It was an experience. That said, we're through it. We got the new floors. They're nice. It's, one single floor from entryway into mudroom, into kitchen, into dining room. The carpets. Oh, a feel of a new carpet, man. Like our carpets were just so beat up. You'd walk on them, it'd just be like, it'd be firm. Now you feel the carpet, the little thing underneath it, the padding underneath is soft as well too. So like there's some give to the carpet. It feels like you're walking on air. Very worth it in the long run, I think. But my God, do I never, ever, 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 ever want to do that again. I think in the future, if I ever have to replace floor, well, there's no more ceramic, so it won't be that bad. But I think what I'm going to do is just be like, I'm not moving shit. I'm going to find somebody, and if I have to pay a little more, I'll just save up some more money and be like, I'm paying the extra. You move everything. You clean everything. Like, I'm out. I'm not doing a damn thing. Like, I'm just not participating in the entire thing. Like, I don't want anything, absolutely anything to do with it. So yeah. So that was that. Let's just go through my pictures and see some things here that I want to chat about. First of all, I don't know if this is real. This can't be like up to date, but I saw this picture online. That is a picture of Alex Smith's leg that he injured. I don't know if that's real. But if that's what his leg still looks like today, I have a feeling that's a little more. I mean, there's not even hair on that leg. I have a feeling like that's more like what it was closely after the surgery, after he broke it. But if that's what it was today, we'll go with two scenarios here. If that's what it was today, whoever let that dude play football again should probably be fired and maybe just fired into the sun. If that's what it looked like before, they probably the same thing probably applies. Like this dude did that. That's what his leg looked like at some point or time. And I remember seeing things and it was gnarly. And they're like, yeah, you can play professional football again. And also, the Redskins were in such a bad spot that they couldn't find anybody else to play quarterback, but somebody whose leg looked like that. Like, are we kidding? What are we doing here? Like, that was our best. That was the best we had. I saw this one. This was tweeted by Rolling Stone that Green Day, losers, invited a fan on stage to play Good Riddance, and he immediately started playing Wonderwall and then was promptly removed after the band figured out what was going on. Can't tell you how much that excites me. This one makes me hurt. I would assume this is like clickbait, comment bait to get reactions. What that says is it's 3 different phones, and it puts things just a little bit differently. They put 100 plus 130 times 5, and it comes out to 750. Then it puts 130 plus 100 times 5. That comes out to 630. And then it puts 230 times 5. And it says, someone please explain this to me. I really hope that's clickbait, and it's like they're just trying to get, engagement. And it's like that engagement bait shit that people do. But like, if we're too stupid to understand, what is it? PEMDAS? PEMDAS? The parentheses. What's the E in PEMDAS? Gosh, now I'm tweaking. Exponents. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Like, if we're too stupid to understand that, which maybe we are, I don't know, but if we're not, just please, for the love of God, let that be just clickbait. Because if it's not, my mind, it hurts. My soul, it hurts. I don't want to live. I don't want to live on this earth anymore. If that's how people are. I don't even know where I saw this. The screenshot doesn't have a thing. It must have been Twitter or Instagram. A story about Paul Rudd. He was in the last episode of Friends, and he said after filming the final episode, the core group is hugging and crying, and as a joke, he joins in and says, "What a ride, right?" And apparently, the rest of the group did not find it funny at all. I love that. That's great. That's absolutely great. Bobby Bonilla Day was this past week. Bobby Bonilla's, annual $1.135 million that he still gets from the New York Mets. I was I was watching The Replacements. Love The Replacements. Watched that just the other night. I really wonder, and it's a dumb movie, but it's awesome. It's a great movie. It's fantastic. But I catch like little things every once in a while when I watch like these like older, comedies, any comedy really, but an older sports comedy. There's the onside kick scene where Danny Bateman, John Favreau's character, recovers the onside kick and he won't go down. And he's running and wasting clock. And Shane Falco is out there on the field and tackles him. Why is Shane Falco on the field on an onside kick? Like, you can get me behind Danny Bateman. Like, that's, get him out there. He'd want to be out there. While he's a crazy man. Get him out there. Get him loose. Let him get it. But your quarterback, Falco? Why is Falco on the field? Did John Madden and Pat Summerall not want to discuss that at all? I don't know. This one always gets me. So I go and play a nice golf course this weekend. University Ridge up in Madison, Wisconsin. It's where the Wisconsin Badgers golf team plays. They used to host a senior tour event there, just recently moved. So, it's always busy. You book, you're going to get paired up with somebody. I think we've got like a 7-12, something like that. We get there early. Nobody's gone out yet. And the guy's like, 7-12, just get to the tee box a little before it. You're playing with a couple people. I ended up playing with a couple really nice guys. Like, not trying to be, don't want to knock them. Good guys to play with. Play quick. Had some good shots. Very nice. But I would rather just not like have to deal with other people. Like, if I'm going to play with someone, I'd like to play with someone I know. But like beyond that, like we'll just go on to twosome. We'll burn it around. It's also way quicker, obviously. So I'm like, oh yeah, hey, we're ready. Like, we can go right now. And the guy's like, no, grounds crew gets real pissed if we do that. And it's always made me laugh when people say that, like, the grounds crew gets real upset if we go off like 10 minutes early. And I get where the grounds crew's coming from, because the course I play at now, like, there was a stretch where the first tee time's at 6 a.m. But when I first started playing here, like, the 6 a.m. tee time would go off at like 5:20. And like so then it becomes like an arms race. It's like, well, if they're going off at 5:20, if I'm like a single that day or there's two of us and that one's a foursome, like, we'll get there and go off at like 5:10 so that we can beat them around. And then it just becomes ridiculous. And it's like they can't get anything done because somebody's just going at first light no matter what. So they've actually, backed our course down to 6 a.m. First time. Like, you have to like really respect the 6 a.m. And now people they'll still go at like 5:55 or something like that. And every once in a while you see a twosome sneak out there at like 5:45. But like it's backed them up a little bit, because for a while I got to be like, oh gosh, it just was out of control. But it always has given me a kick that like the grounds crew gets pissed that golfers are playing the golf course. And I know like they need to do their work. And hey man, I've been on the grounds crew, and when I worked at grounds crew, like, hey, if you were playing golf while I was out cutting, I didn't stop. I didn't slow down. I didn't wait for you. Like, you're out there when we are, like, you kind of understand the gig, right? And I'm that way. Like, if somebody's, mowing greens and I'm like catching the greens mower, like, I either stop, let them go out ahead of me, or like if they're on a green that, I don't want to wait, I'll skip the hole. And it's like, okay, I just, I'm going to get the greens that are cut, because not every golf course doesn't just mow 1 to 18, there's a path kind of for the mowers that makes the most sense. Like I'm just going to get out ahead of them. And if I get a green that's not cut yet and still's got dew on it, then, that's the way it is. So, but it always gives me kicks like, oh, fuck you. Like, you want to go 10 minutes early. How fucking dare you? The grounds crew would be disgusted, just disgusted. So that always makes me laugh. Let's, no. First off, your boy here. Look at that. That's a beautiful, oh, there we go. A beautifully cut ribeye. And in the background, you can see some shrimp for a shrimp cocktail. Just getting it. The roommate made these, I think they're called tostinis, crustanis. I don't know. Oh, mama. Were these good? Look at these bad boys. I mean, that's that's a picture out of a cooking magazine. So a crusty bread, some nice medium rare ribeyes. There we go. There's a better picture. Some boars and cheese, and then that was like a garlic olive oil on top. Oh, and then on this one, that was a roasted red pepper with a little Parmesan cheese and a little balsamic glaze on them. Those things were fantastic. I'm not even the biggest, like, hey, let's make a steak thing and not just eat the steak. But that was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to end on this thing. I see this from time to time. And this was a one, I'll give him a shout. Derek Evans on the Twitter machine, on X, at Derek Evans 4WV. 1981 to 1989 deserves its own generation. We are not, all caps, not millennials. It's so annoying to me because you are millennials. You're actually the largest chunk of the millennials is that, mid 80s to like early 90s. That's just what it is. I'm a millennial. Like, I'm in that number. And I love that they act like, oh, it's just, we're not that. It's like, no, you are. It's just kind of the way it rolls. Like, that's what happened. You were part of the generation that, as younger kids, you probably didn't have all the, technology, but as you got older, and depending on where you are in the generation, like, hey, there are younger of everything and older of everything. That's just what you're part of. It's like to act like, okay, so the baby boomers were from 46 to 64, so about 18 years. Gen X from 65 to 80, okay, about 15 years. Millennials, 81 to 96, oh, another 15 years. Gen Z, 97 to 20, oh, 15 more years, okay. So it's like, oh, about every 15-ish years they break out a generation. Like, yeah, if you were born in 81, you have more in common with a 1979 Gen Xer than you do with a 1995 millennial. Like, no shit. But like, it's just the way it works. Like, there's overlap. Like, hey, yeah, depending on where you raise, it's probably a little different. You live in a little more rural area, like I did growing up. Like 1991 millennial is probably a little different than someone born in New York City in 1991. They had a little different things. You probably had cell phones. I didn't have a cell phone until I was a junior in high school. Probably had cell phones more in New York City. Like, but you're a millennial. Like, just that's what it is. Like, you don't just be like, oh yeah, 1987. What? You're not like me, born in 1981? Sure. Okay, you're exactly the fucking same. Now, if someone is born in 1981, my brother was born in 82, like, yeah, we have some differences, but like, we faced a lot of the same things growing up. I had a little bit, later in that, so a little more technology and things like that. And yeah, things changed fast in the 80s and 90s. But like, you're a millennial. You don't just get to decide. It's just what it is. It's a generation. It's not that big a deal. It's just a name. Just shut up, Derek Evans for West Virginia, and get over it. All right. I'm done. Let's go wrap this thing up. Closing time, everybody. Just want to say thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for producer Kevy for helping us get started down the video path. We'll be back next week. Maybe I'll try and see if I can get the boys around. We'll do a British Open preview. If not, I'll figure something out. We'll talk it. I'll still probably talk British Open no matter what. Don't forget to check out my guy MJ over at the Full Range Podcast on Spotify. You can also find him on the Ole Walls House YouTube channel. And don't forget to check out our merch shop. That is in the show notes below. So until next week, peace.